Donate Life North Carolina is a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire individuals to save and enhance lives through organ, eye, and tissue donation. Donate Life North Carolina also empowers people to get educated and informed so that once they make that decision, they will share that with their family. Currently, there are over 100,000 people waiting for a life-saving transplant in the U.S. And out of those, over 3,000 people are waiting for that life-saving transplant. Daryl Ellis is one of those who had to wait. Let's hear Daryl's story.
In January of 2015, I received a transplanted liver. In August of 2016, I received a kidney. The liver saved my life. The kidney improved the quality of my life by 1,000%. It was discovered that I had the hepatitis C virus. Now, hepatitis C is a virus that attacks and destroys your liver. But the doctors continued to monitor me because they knew the hepatitis C could also lead to liver cancer. And sure enough, about 10 years later, I did have liver cancer. So I was driving back and forth to Richmond for the qualifying to get on the list. And I went back to Richmond for what I thought was an MRI. And I get back there and my coordinator says, I'm going to admit you to the hospital today. 3 days later was when I had my liver transplant. And then when I got that call in August of 2016 that a kidney was available, man, my life came back to me. My life improved almost immediately. My energy came back. I could travel again. I could drive again. So I could do all the things that I used to do that I had fun with.
You know, North Carolina residents are making such an amazing impact as it relates to organ, eye, and tissue donation. As a matter of fact, over 5 million North Carolina residents are organ, eye, and tissue donors. But let's see why Carla Ballesteros decided not only to become one of those registered donors, but she decided to become a living donor.
I was very fortunate to have this opportunity. I have been blessed all my life, and I feel that I wanted to give something back. I was a registered donor, but I was never given an opportunity like this. One day I was on the phone with one of my friends, Patrice Brown. Her husband, John, had been going through dialysis and had been in the list to receive an organ, a kidney. And I asked her about him when we were on the phone, and she said, well, the donor we had fell through and we're waiting. And I said, well, send me the paperwork, I'll do it. I sent all my paperwork to Wake Forest, the Living Donor Program. First set of tests, I'm compatible. Next set of tests, I'm compatible. And I know it was not just an accident. It was meant to be.
You know, in some communities, organ, eye, and tissue donation is met with a lot of skepticism. Let's take Maria Rodriguez, for instance. Let's hear her story about how her husband, Paco, gave the gift of life to others.
In November 21st, 2021, my husband passed away suddenly of a heart attack. The next morning, I received a phone call telling me that he was a donor register and asking me if it was okay for them to take his organs for donation. Said, okay, if that was his will, I will be doing what he wants to do. To my children and myself was a great hope, knowing that he was given to others, even though we don't know, he has donate his tissue and his cornea. And I know there's people out there that was able to get the help they need because of him. Even realized that he has registered to be a donor. And because of that reason now, my family around, my children and myself are registered donors.
You know, sometimes when it comes to organ, eye, and tissue donation, sometimes the recipient might know their donor, but other times they may not. Let's hear Timothy Peterkin's interesting story about how he received a kidney from a fellow co-worker who was a perfect stranger.
I actually started as far as getting sick in the year of 2019. I was actually getting ready to go to an award ceremony with my job. I was getting my 10-year award. So at that time, we went to an award ceremony where I actually met my soon-to-be donor, Kathy. We was actually sitting at the same table, but crazy enough, I was so sick, I don't even remember meeting her. That's the crazy part about it. Like, we sat there, she said we had a whole conversation, and I don't remember any of it. One of my Dallas's nurses actually came to me and was like, have you decided to post this anywhere? And I was like, oh no, I'm a very quiet, private person. Like, I would never post anything anywhere. But she encouraged me to do it. So I first started out by posting on Facebook. From there, my coworkers actually asked if they could post me in our company newsletter. And I was like, oh no, everybody's gonna know what I got going on. And I was already nervous about the whole situation. At that time, we did the post on the company newsletter, and then that's where Kathy saw my post. And she was like, so she automatically just started going through the process. Emory came back and they said yes. And then me and Kathy started our journey from there.
Oftentimes, individuals see organ donation as something that's against their religion. Well, the fact is that most U.S. religions see organ donation as an ultimate act of charity. I'm Dr. Pam Smith, the manager of multicultural initiatives at Donate Life North Carolina. I'm also a minister, and I want to share with you my story about how I helped to save and enhance someone's life that's pretty special to me, my husband Antonio, who's also a minister.
At the age of 50, I walked into my nephrologist's office, and he said I had chronic kidney failure. And I had two choices, either to be on dialysis the rest of my life or prepare my body for a kidney transplant. Then my wife said to me, honey, if I'm a match, I will gladly give you one of my kidneys.
But I said one thing, I love you dearly, and I'm your helpmate, and I will get informed, I will get educated, I will find out what all this stuff means, all these new terminology and everything means about organ donation, and I will get tested. And if I am a match, yes, I will gladly give you a kidney.
After she found out that she was a match, the nurse said to her, you're not only a match, but you're a perfect match. So we're not just husband and wife,
Right.
but we're kidney mates.
We're soulmates
Kidney
and we're
mates.
kidney mates.
Kidney mates for life.
Yes, that's our story and we're sticking to
To
it.
it.
By now you've heard a lot of compelling and interesting stories. You know, you can save and enhance lives today. Go to donatelifenc.org.
Don't wait.